Good to see you again. I'm Marin, and today we will talk about product management. So why do some companies, like for instance Johnson & Johnson, have many different product lines while other companies like Tesla have fewer? In this video we will talk about this topic. More in detail, I will discuss the different product strategies a company might choose, discuss why quality is such an important product strategy, its dimensions, and how e-commerce has affected the need for quality product objectives, and define a brand and its importance to an organization. Let's start. A large firm like Johnson & Johnson often sells different product types. From the website, we can see that they have 3 categories of products: consumer products, medical devices, and pharmaceutical products. Each of these groups have subgroups of product lines. A company like Johnson & Johnson needs to engage in product management. Product management is a systematic approach to coordinate all aspects related to a product's marketing mix. It is important to differentiate between product line and product mix. Product line refers to all the products within the same product category. Product mix refers to the full set of products that the firm sells. Let's see a graphical representation. In the case of Johnson & Johnson, the full product mix consists of the 3 big groups of products, and a single product line is a subgroup, like for instance baby and beauty products. Let's see a simpler example using a clothing manufacturer. This manufacturer has 2 product lines: shirts and pants. The full product mix is the combination of both product lines. If you see both lines, the shirt line is a full line because it has more variations of shirt styles. Instead, the pants line is more specialized with only formal pants, so this is a limited line. You might be wondering how companies decide if they should expand a product line or contract it. Usually, with a full line strategy, companies can target many customer segments so they can boost their sales. A limited line strategy can improve the company's image if consumers perceive the company to have the best products in a specific category. When a firm decides to stretch its product line, it must decide the best direction to go. It can go with an upward stretch or it can go with a downward stretch. If a firm's current product line includes middle and lower end items, an upward line stretch adds new items at higher prices that claim better quality or that offer more bells and whistles. In 2016, Hyundai launched Genesis, an upper-scale brand in an effort to compete in the upscale market. As a result, the company needs to work on its brand positioning because the market might not perceive Hyundai as an upper-scale brand. A downward line stretch augments the line when it adds items at the lower end. For instance, the company Ann Inc., the owner of Ann Taylor, launched the Loft brand to capture a more price-sensitive market. Here, the firm must take care not to blur the image of its higher-price upper-end offerings. When a firm decides to expand its product line or product mix, there is the risk of cannibalization. This occurs when the new item eats up sales of an existing brand as the firm's current customers simply switch to the new product. When Audi launched the A3 model, it somewhat cannibalized sales from the A4 model, which is a more expensive model but looks rather similar to the A3. Cannibalization is a risk that companies need to analyze when they are launching new products. One of the problems with cannibalization is that it will affect the growing capacity of the company as a whole. Product objectives often focus on product quality. Defined as the overall ability of the product to satisfy customers' expectations. Quality is often referred using nouns such as performance, features, reliability, conformance, durability, aesthetics, among others. Quality is tied to how customers think a product will perform and not to some technological level of perfection. Although companies do try to show off their technical advances with the help of certifications, awards, warranties, like for instance what Hyundai does. E-commerce has allowed customers and companies to exchange information about quality perceptions in ways never possible before. There are chat rooms, product rating sites, shopping bots, and almost instant contact possibilities with companies. If a customer is unhappy with quality, he or she can tell many people about concerns via email, social media, and reviewer systems. Sharing negative experience is a big problem for companies, but it is an advantage for customers. Brands are an important part of marketing and of the marketing mix. If I ask you to recognize these logos, I'm sure you will recognize most of them. We have Twitter, Target, Pepsi, the Olympics, Apple, Shell, Nike, and even Batman. So what is a brand and why are brands important? A brand is a name, term, a symbol, or any other unique element of a product that identifies one firm's product or products and sets it apart from the competition. Strong brands develop lasting bonds with customers based on the associations and beliefs that these customers have about these brands. Speaking of lasting bonds, the company BMW has developed strong associations between the brand and James Bond with the placement of the cars in its movies. With this, the brand can be associated with sophistication, athletics, and good looks. Most of the time, long-lasting bonds between companies and consumers are based on emotions and feelings. Here is Coca-Cola's Taste the Feeling campaign. What emotions does it convey? An important consequence of strong brands is that they represent economic value for a company that has brand equity. Think about this. How much would you pay for an iPhone or for a polo shirt? Sometimes we pay a lot of money to have these brands attached to the products that we use. We call this brand equity, or the value of the brand to an organization. Strong brands create trust between the customer and the company, which creates brand loyalty and then could transfer to other products with the same brand association. This represents considerable gains for a company and therefore brands have important financial implications. What do you think are the top 10 most valuable brands in the world? Interbrand is an organization that creates an international global ranking on the world's leading brands. For 2018, these are the top 40 global brands. The ranking shows also which brands are gaining value, for instance Amazon or Louis Vuitton, and which ones are losing value like GE and IBM. In this video, we have talked about the different product strategies a company might choose, why quality is an important product strategy, and why e-commerce has increased the needs to have product quality objectives. We have also talked about brands and why brands are important. So I hope that this video clarifies these concepts, but also increases the interest in knowing more about product management. Thank you for watching.